Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Starting out a brand new week with a brand new bingo card, which is pinned to the top of Pat Unleashed on Twitter. When you get bingo, be the first to call at 888-900-3393. You win $30 worth of merchandise from patgrayshop.com and a dozen Kexi cookies from Kexi.com. So it starts in the upper left-hand corner with, let's use brain cells before posting.
I believe that's Joe.
Goes a little something like this.
Joe, you have that one, right?
I believe he does.
Okay, well.
But perhaps you didn't realize you did.
I guess not.
I don't care who you are. It's our next square. We have to do something. Anything. Jeffy's saying, some would say. Then we've got fun.
Oh, that one's also Joe.
Okay. Keith.
Today's the day, Lance, and oh my gosh, it probably is.
Jeffy. I saw where your boy. Then we've got out, Nazi, out.
Out, Nazi, out!
Okay.
Out!
Mm-hmm. And I mean that, babe. Bart, the moon denier, is mentioned. Actually, Bart doesn't deny there is a moon. He just denies that we landed on it.
Gotcha.
You can't make this stuff up. I keep forgetting I'm president.
I keep forgetting I'm president.
Out to lunch. Won't be back for dinner. Then this wonderful clip from Barack Obama.
I mean, I do think at a certain point you've made enough money.
Do you? What was his net worth that we just looked up?
Conservatively speaking, $70 million.
$70 million. Okay.
But I don't know what his definition of enough money is.
Right. Wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then, I feel your pain. I do. I feel your pain. This, whoops, right here.
Using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Okay. We need trans people.
Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people.
We need trans people. Keith.
And whatnot.
Jeffy mentions his wife's grandkids. This wonderful clip from Hillary.
I am sick and tired of people who say that if you debate and you disagree with this administration, somehow you're not patriotic, and we should stand up and say we are Americans.
Too early for that broad.
Right to debate and disagree.
Keith.
Crap.
Pocatello, Idaho. Mentioned somewhere along the way. You're scrowy. That's what you are. And then, of course, Dr. Jill with...
I thought you might clap for that.
Okay. So, again, when you have bingo, just call us, be the first through, and you win that fabulous prize package. It's just that easy. We had quite a storm here last night.
Yeah.
In some parts of the DFW Metroplex, anyway. Some people didn't even realize anything happened. Jeez. We had our tornado siren going off. Hail that was pummeling our roof again.
Oh,
just had it replaced, a year and a half ago?
Okay.
And now it got pummeled again. So, got that going for us.
Neat.
Power went out for 2.5 hours.
Oh, last night when you were trying to sleep?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Well, it was a little earlier than that. It was, I think, probably about 6, from about 6:15 to 8:45, I would say. So, yeah, I was trying to go to sleep during that period of time. But my uppity neighbor prepared for the worst. As soon as the power went out, he hears generator go on.
Nice.
Oh, you bastard. You. Wow, that's nice. If only.
Oh, you got to plan for that. Yeah.
You do. You have to plan for that. Yeah. So that's pretty awesome.
Would he notice if you had an extension cord running from his house?
I'm not sure. I should have tried. I almost did try. I said to Jackie, we should see if we can borrow some of his power for a little while. We've got extension cords, but
definitely if it had gotten to nightfall.
Yeah.
Sneak over there.
Yeah.
Cover of darkness.
Definitely. I think if it would have gotten on much longer, we would have just gone to a hotel because it was like 95 degrees.
Oh, it was
miserable.
It was 100 degrees with a heat index of 120 yesterday.
Was it really?
Oh, yes.
So it was hotter than I thought.
Not fun.
Wow. A heat index of 120?
Mm-hmm.
So you had the humidity to get to 120. Nice.
Gross.
Jeez. And it was another weekend in America, which of course means a weekend full of Joe Biden looking like a decrepit, out-of-touch old man. First, we'll go to a speech he gave on Friday. He finishes up and then has to be guided away from the podium, as always.
So, see, that black dude is supposed to just... He had planned on just walking by. The black dude,
right?
Thought he could just do a drive-by and be like, "Hey, keep going," and then he had to oh dear God, I gotta
go that way. Go that way, stupid. How many times do you have to be told? Go that way.
I don't know what the bald black dude's official title is, but he got his steps in this week trying to corral Joe.
President Wrangler.
President Wrangler.
Yeah. Then there's a presentation, and Joe is out to lunch, and of course he's not coming home for dinner. So. Here's that.
Oh my God!
It does not work.
He has no idea what they're talking about.
Opportunity to show you how our students have to troubleshoot this. So,
I mean, look,
you can just hear him,
and everyone there was just laughing, just, and he's just,
yeah. He's got no awareness. Then he had to make that awkward by wandering around behind the podium.
Yep.
Which is always fun.
Listen to what he says. Cut this up.
Oh, looking like, what's he going to do next?
What's he going to do next? I'm going to wander over here. Oh, it's just so... Everything he does is just weird.
Yeah. Then there's another on-stage gathering. Joe gets mesmerized by a baby.
Oh, gosh. Baby on far right. Baby on far right. Watch. See? Soldier's holding the baby. First he does his little stutter step because he thinks he's really hip. And then he's like, uh-oh. Now he's locked in on the kid. And here comes the black dude. Hey, bro, no sniffing today. Come on now. We're going to go over here.
We're going this way.
But the baby's over here.
And he did start going the wrong direction, too. He was going to go the wrong way.
Just his
again.
Face makes me
the
ill.
Worst. I know. It's hard to even look at him. So Saturday, there was a pride event at the White House.
Good.
And Joe wandered into the crowd. Jill tried to get him to come back up to the microphone. It's embarrassing.
I think that, this is on. Joe, you're going to have to come back out because we have our entertainment and everybody's waiting for that. Not that they're not waiting for you. So, Joe, come on back. He'll come back out. He'll come back out after the entertainment.
Oh, gosh. She's exasperated. Joe. Oh, it's just...
She's the worst, too. She's just as bad as he is in a different kind of way. Then Biden spoke about transgenderism. Okay. Good.
As Commander-in-Chief, I was proud to have ended the ban on transgender Americans serving in the United States military.
That's about right. That's more accurate than he realizes.
The transgenders.
Uh-huh. Wow. Man, he is.
That's good. That's good stuff. Play that one more time, because that's fun.
Uh-huh.
And it goes a little something.
As
like
Commander-in-Chief, I was proud to have ended the ban on transgender Americans serving in the United States military.
Okay, so we've spent the first 6 clips. I mean, it's just, Joe being Joe, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad that this is the President of the United States. Mm-hmm. But I hope you've had your chuckles, because you're about to get angry.
Really?
I do believe.
Then he told this lie about gay people in America.
Okay.
When a person can be married in the morning and thrown out of the restaurant for being gay in the afternoon, something is still very wrong in America.
Where's that happening?
Please tell us.
Where's that happening?
Please tell us.
Yeah, it might be happening in Afghanistan. It's not happening here. That's not happening. It's against the law to do that. What are you talking about? We already have more laws protecting homosexuals than we do straight people. They have more rights than straight people do. So don't give me that they can be married in the morning and thrown out of a restaurant in the afternoon. When does that happen? God. I'd love to know the example. Give me one. Give me one. Yeah, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
If that doesn't bother you,
no.
This picture from the White House likely will. So here's some flags at the White House.
What do you think of that?
There you go.
How do you like that shot?
The American flag on either side of the rainbow flag, which is in the middle.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That is. There's so many things wrong with that. Mm-hmm.
My gosh.
There's the woke house. Huh? You like that? Write that one down. That's good. I tell you, man, this is. I was quite enraged when I saw that picture. And then, of course, add insult to injury. Do we have the tweet? Look at that. Oh, Biden's tweet.
Today, the People's House, your house, sends a clear message to the country and to the world. America is a nation of pride. Oh, man.
And he tweeted that above that picture there. So,
no.
The American flag now subservient in the eyes of this White House to the what is that called? It's not just the simple pride flag. It's like is that the progressive pride flag or something like that? Because they've got the trans pastels with it. Thank you. This is
an America. So he's saying there that America is a nation that's proud of homosexuality. Is that what we're supposed to be? And trans. Yeah,
and
the LGBTQIA2+ community. We're just proud of the way they like to have sex. I don't really care about it, frankly. I don't share that pride nor promotion of their lifestyle. If they want to, that's great. I'm not out there promoting heterosexuality. I'm so tired of this. I can't stand what is going on in this country. It is so asinine, the things that they're saying and doing for 4% of the population. 4.
Well, much less than that if you're doing the trans stuff.
Yeah.
That's just...
Yeah. I was adding trans.
You were adding them in?
I'm adding the entire community there. It might be 5 or 6 or 7 now. I don't know. With young people, it might be 80 or 90%. I don't know.
That's what it feels like, right?
It does. It really does.
Yep.
So while Joe Biden was out embarrassing himself and the nation and enraging half the country with the pride flag taking prominence over the American flag at the White House, Donald Trump was at a huge rally in Georgia. Here he was getting introduced at the event there.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next president of the United States, President Donald J. Trump.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least
I mean, that crowd is a little different energy than at the White House yesterday.
Yeah. Also, good to see that he's still performing.
Oh, Lee Greenwood.
Lee Greenwood's still going.
So did he go from West Virginia to Georgia while continuing to play, or did he take a break on the flight?
Or they just hooked up with the West Virginia performance.
Oh, the feed came in from...
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay, I was trying to figure that one out.
I think it's been exactly 20 years that performance now, so congratulations,
sure
Lee.
Yeah. All right. Wouldn't you get hoarse at some point?
You would think.
I guess
he's still doing well.
I tell you, if that man's back in the White House, you're not going to see
the flags?
Flag code violations.
No, you're not.
Well, so yeah.
The White House won't be turned over to the LGBTQIA2+ community during June. I don't think. I'd be really surprised if it were, if he was in office.
I don't remember it being that way.
Man, oh man.
4 years ago.
And, of course, the asinine indictment over his handling of the classified documents came last week. Some of the tweets from sitting congressmen like Andy Biggs. We have his tweets.
He says, we have now reached a war phase.
Yep. Eye for an eye.
Wow. Sitting congressman saying that.
Wow.
Uh-oh. What did Ronnie Jackson have to say? Congressman. The lawless tyrants at the DOJ will now be indicting retired Navy Senior Chief Walt Nauta. That's the guy who they were bugging, did he have classified documents there or not? I mean, they are all up him. All because he won't lie about President Trump. They're not just after Trump. They're afraid of all of us. The DOJ and FBI are nothing more than traitors and enemies of the state at this point. These are sitting congressmen saying this. This is really a dangerous time in America. Can we play the clip of Donald Trump? Because imagine those flags flying at the White House while Trump is saying this, because he's absolutely right from the rally in North Carolina.
At the end of the day, either the communists destroy America or we destroy the communists. And never forget what the demented persecution of our movement is all about. Our enemies are desperate to stop us because they know that we are the only ones who can stop them. We're the only ones that can do it. Small group, relatively small group, but we can stop them cold, and we will. And we would have had them stop cold, and they know that. And they cheated like dogs. They cheated like nobody's ever cheated before.
Boy. That when I see the flag, like when I see something like what was on display at the White House this weekend, that's exactly what I think. The last thing he said. I'm just like, we are in hell, and we didn't have to be here. Lance, how long is the delay? Because today's the day. I think today's the day.
There's serious stress on the nation right now, and the left knows that their case against Trump is completely political. Listen to Rachel Maddow the other night on MSNBC.
You have to wonder if the Justice Department is considering whether there is some political solution to this criminal problem, whether part of the issue here is not just that Trump has committed crimes, but that Trump has committed crimes and plans on being back in the White House. Do they consider, as part of a potential plea offer, something that would proscribe him from running for office again?
I mean, she just admitted what this is all about.
She sure did.
We just got to keep the man out of office.
Man.
I mean,
can we make some deal with him where we drop the prosecution, but he agrees not to run for president? That's what they're looking for.
They want to charge him for espionage? Does anybody at all think, well, there's a handful, obviously, on the far left that think that this is an espionage thing. But she just, if it's such a serious crime, Rachel, wouldn't you want to prosecute that? No. She explains what the real goal here is that Donald Trump needs to be kept out of the White House. In fact, that's what he's guilty of, is running for office again. Because if he wasn't, maybe they don't pursue this. I think the odds are probably 3-1 that they don't push this. But they're going to do whatever it takes to keep the man out of the White House. This isn't a criminal thing. These people are sick. TDS.
All right, let me take a minute and tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. Trying to sell your home is hard. It just is. And, it's the biggest investment you'll ever make. And so you want to get it right. And that's why you need a really good realtor. You need somebody from Real Estate Agents I Trust. They can help you figure out the ins and outs of selling your house or buying a house and getting the most home for your money. But if you're selling first, especially, maybe you're relocating and you have to do both, you're going to need to decide, okay, do we repaint? Do we remodel? Do we change things out? What should we do here? That's where Real Estate Agents I Trust come in. These are the agents who have been really strongly vetted by Glenn's team, and they know what they're doing. Same goes for buying a house, selling a house. Either way, when you choose your agent through Real Estate Agents I Trust, you just partnered yourself with a competitive winning machine. So, Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. RealEstateAgentsITrust.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Former Congressman Jason Chaffetz explained the classified document situation a little bit further. Here he is.
In some of these documents, and they make a big deal about Donald Trump asking questions of his attorney. You're allowed to ask questions of your attorney.
Really?
There's not a crime for doing
the whole National Archives business, the record-keeping business.
Yes.
That's just...
Here's a really important point. I haven't heard anybody talk about this. These are documents that are generated by computers. There is an argument to be said. They already have these documents. These are photocopies. They're run off of a printer. We didn't take extra. It's not the only copy. We have extra copy. The president has the same security clearance as he did as president of the United States.
Right, that's so key.
It is. He continues to have that security clearance. Guess who didn't have those same types of security clearances? The vice president.
That's right.
Huh. So
you mean the vice president didn't have a garage? His garage was safe, right?
That's really weird. Yeah. I mean,
garage was
totally
on lockdown?
secure, totally and completely secure.
But no, we're supposed to believe that Donald Trump was selling our secrets to foreign enemies. Shut up. Would you please take 5 seconds to look at your precious Joe Biden? And look at what he has done to this country and for his own family's wealth. And it's no coincidence that this whole thing came down the second the heat was turned on that, oh my gosh, look at this. There's $10 million of the Biden family. It's getting hot in here. Do the indictment on Trump now.
Mm-hmm.
I swear.
No, except he's never said a word to the DOJ. He's never even spoken to them about Donald Trump or anybody else.
Or his son, for that matter.
Or his son.
It's kind of sad. He doesn't even talk to his kid. Of course, I mean, would you want to talk to Hunter?
No, I really wouldn't.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we continue to be governed by the most corrupt people on this planet. A story came out showing that Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm and her husband own 6 individual stocks, including Ford Motor Company, that has dealings with the Energy Department. She sold those stocks just 3 weeks ago. But here's what Granholm told Senator Josh Hawley back in April.
Let me ask you about some disturbing ethics reports related to your department. This is from the Wall Street Journal. U.S. ethics officials in recent years have warned 1/3 of the Energy Department's senior officials own stock related to the agency's work. More than 130 officials in the Energy Department collectively reported about 2,700 trades of shares, bonds, and options in companies that ethics officers labeled as related to the agency's work. Do you own individual stocks, Madam Secretary?
No, I'm invested in mutual funds.
Good. So this report from CNBC last year that said that you violated stock disclosure law 9 times, that's not accurate?
I did fail to file a report in my first year that I thought was supposed to be filed at the end of the year and had to have been filed 3 months earlier. So I was late. That was a...
And you don't own any individual stock now, so maybe you did when you first came and you converted them to mutual funds?
This was, it totally was the sale of what I had because I'm not owning individual stocks.
Yeah, she's lying.
What do you mean?
As we mentioned, 6 individual stocks in Ford Motor Company, a company that has dealings with the Energy Department that she sold 3 weeks ago after that discussion with Josh Hawley.
So she's at least involved with Ford when it comes to companies that, deal with her Energy Department.
Yep.
And then, like you said, the 6 other individual stocks. But no, I don't own any individual stocks.
Lying sacks. They're all liars. Just such liars and thieves. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries is still lying about gas stoves.
They're still on this, huh?
Yep.
I like it.
Check this out.
Extreme MAGA Republicans also wanted us to spend this week talking about kitchen appliances, right? As part of some phony narrative that Joe Biden and Democrats want to take away gas stoves. Nothing can be further from the truth.
Huh. That's weird then that they've been doing just that in several states. Huh. Weird.
Here's a headline. Now, this is from a right-wing rag, CNN.com.
Oh, wow.
New York becomes the first state to ban natural gas stoves.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's the headline. I mean, there it is. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if, and then I click on it and it's right there. See, this is CNN. I don't know if you see that right there.
Yeah, I do see that.
Okay.
I do. I can.
Dude,
yeah.
Lord, these people.
I know. They're the biggest liars on the planet. With the proof just a click away. All you have to do is fact check it yourself. You don't have to wait for the New York Times or the Washington Post or anybody else.
Okay, I hear you there, extreme MAGA Republican.
I know.
So let's use brain cells before we post things on the internet.
Thanks. Welcome, sure. Wow. This administration sucks.
Wow, you're going out there, man.
Yeah, I know. Out on a limb. Here's the Instagram page of Joe Biden's Border Patrol. So colorful now.
Oh, no.
So beautiful.
Oh, that's really transtacular right there. There's your... I mean, what?
Isn't that great? They're doing the rainbow thing on that.
Every...
How wonderful.
Last avenue of the federal government infected.
Yep.
By the neo-Marxist insanity. Help. Where are the aliens?
I can't. I don't understand it. I really don't understand why the pandering. Why?
Oh, you excited though that the Tony Awards made history last night with 2 non-binary winners. So
did they now?
That's exciting, right?
Would they win?
Don't ask me questions. That's as far as my Tony knowledge goes.
And it was more than my Tony knowledge.
Okay. Just saw a headline this morning.
2 non-binary, which means...
I think the headline was, Tony Awards make history with 2 non-binary winners.
Yay! That's great. That's really wonderful.
We are in hell.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Boy. And across the country this past weekend, there were numerous Pride events, of course.
Oh, these were good.
And there will continue to be for the next 3 weeks or so.
Oh, God.
We aren't even halfway through Pride Month yet.
I know. It's the 12th.
There's parades everywhere. Like this.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
look at the kids.
Little
Look
innocent children, and the freaks walk by. I already had them edit some of the more offensive costumes so that you don't see what the kids saw right there on the street.
I'm sure there was nothing sexual, though.
No, just boobies hanging out and whatnot.
Nah.
And whatnot.
Okay. And so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the pretending to be a cat. That's good.
That's a dog. They're dogs.
A dog.
Look at that.
Those are all dogs?
Uh-huh.
Puppy play. Okay.
Gross.
Are the cats
Look
coming
at this guy
next?
with his beard and his wig thing.
It's cute. Yeah, it's adorable.
Yeah. But anyway, now remember when Florida passed the legislation recently that said you're not going to have kids at these kind of events, drag shows and stuff like that. All those events, got canceled. But why? If it's not about doing this in front of kids.
Right. Just don't do it in front of kids. How about that? What would happen there? They're not even interested.
No,
if they can't do it in front of kids.
We're canceling it. And by the way, speaking of the kids, did you see, now I am not a big gamer, and Chris, get in my ear if I get something wrong here, but there's that guy, what is his name? Nick Merckx? Does that ring a bell? I don't know. Okay, so you remember a couple weeks ago, there was a big clash between parents in front of a school board with Antifa out front because the school system wanted elementary kids to be celebrating Pride. And the parents were like, maybe we don't do that. And, of course, Antifa anyway. So underneath the story, this guy, Nick Merckx, a gamer, he tweets out, they should leave little children alone. That's the real issue. So what happened was the video game he's associated with, Call of Duty, a lot of people are fans of that game, tweeted out, due to recent events, we have removed the Nick Merckx operator bundle from the Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone store. We are focused on celebrating Pride with our employees and our community. You literally can't even say something like, let's leave the kids alone without all hell coming down on you from the radicals in this country. And they're everywhere, including your video games, man.
Gosh, it's outrageous. 888-900-3393. More coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
got some tweets here from Striker 1B. I will now refer to all trans people as transgender.
As Commander-in-Chief, I was proud to have ended the ban on transgender Americans serving in the United States military.
Transgender Americans. High Plains Stranger tweets, transgesters are just court jesters in drag. Keep up. Okay. DMXDM. Old man Biden moves like a late-stage rotting zombie on The Walking Dead. He really does. He really does. But those Walking Dead, they can't do that little hop that he does.
Oh,
can they?
see,
they
and
can't do that.
Nothing says, "Look how spry I am."
Yeah, quite like that
hop.
little. Okay, I moved my arms. Did you see that? Carl Smith.
My arms.
Is it just me, or does Jill Biden sound like an aide at a nursing home when talking to Joe? She does.
Joe.
Hee Haw the Viking. Who the hell gets married in the morning and then goes to a restaurant?
That's fun. Good stuff.
That's a really good point. Microaggressor. Can we fly the real flag upside down now? Yeah, we're in trouble.
That's
definitely
exactly where we're at.
We're in trouble.
Look at that. What's the
completely
exact
appropriate
code violation here?
It's that the flag of the United States, this is U.S. Flag Code 7, the flag of the United States of America should be at the center and at the highest point of the group when a number of flags of states or localities or pennants of societies are grouped and displayed from staffs. Okay, what they'll say is, those aren't staffs.
Oh.
That's not a staff. That's why we didn't do it that way.
I see.
But if it's the rule with a staff, it would seem to be the rule when you hang it from something as well, right? Should have absolutely been in the middle, but they wanted you to focus on the pride flag.
Where the hell's our national divorce? Where's the divorce?
It's still being drawn up by lawyers, I believe. And probably will be for some time. From Dan the Man, Pat, you got to ask yourself again, what would you do any differently if you were trying to destroy the country on purpose?
That's a fact.
Yep.
This is painful.
Man. Now, tell me about the Call of Duty guy again. What was what was his deal?
So he comments under a story where Antifa is wanting a school board to go through with celebrating Pride Month. The parents don't like that. They're elementary kids, leave them alone. They're here to learn. He comments under the story that leave the children alone. That's the real issue here, something like that. And then the people that run Call of Duty, that company, what is it, Activision, said, yeah, so we're not going to keep the game pack, right, of this guy on our game anymore. His merch, we're getting rid of that because obviously he's a hateful SOB who dares to say leave the kids alone. And so and so I love how then trending on Twitter was Call of Groomers instead of Call of Duty.
That's great stuff. It's great.
I love that. And then Chris made a good point. He came here during the break and mentioned to us, know your audience. And this is the same thing we've been saying to Bud Light.
They don't care anymore.
Right? So
they don't
you've
care.
got military-minded, shoot-'em-up game playing guys.
Yep.
And you're trying to make a social statement on how dare you defend kids. We're going to side with the pedos in this world. And instead of you guys, I mean, they're making the same mistake that Target and Bud Light have been making. By the way, Garth Brooks saying that, don't be an a-hole. We're going to serve all sorts of beer at my bar or whatever. I mean, basically saying that if you disagree with Bud Light having Dylan Mulvaney as their spokesperson, then you're an a-hole.
Yeah, I've come to realize Garth Brooks is a flaming liberal. The guy's a progressive. I don't think there's any getting around it. Watch the documentary on him, and you'll realize. Wow. Guy's I had to turn it off. I was just, okay, shut up. Get out of here.
I think it must be asked at this point. The way we ask Jeffy Is there anything that's been broadcast that you haven't seen? My question for you is there a documentary that you haven't seen?
No, probably not. Or very few. Very few.
That's awesome. I love that little niche there for you.
Yeah, I love me some documentaries. Bud Light sales plunged in May, of course, and it toppled the beer brand from its longtime perch as the nation's best-selling brew. Anheuser-Busch sold $297 million, still too much.
I know, right?
$297 million worth of Bud Light for the 4 weeks in May, ending May 28th. Wow. That's a lot of beer.
And that was a down month.
23% drop from the same time period a year before.
Okay.
According to the data analytics, Modelo Especial ranked number 1 in May with $333 million in sales. 15% increase from 2022. Wow. Modelo Especial. Modelo. Yeah, Modelo Especial. I mean, they are running commercials like crazy. So, and apparently they're not using trans people yet. So they passed up Bud Light.
Are they the ones that had the commercial about the illegal alien guy?
Yes.
Okay. So are Modelo drinkers?
It doesn't matter where you come from.
Yeah.
It's what you're made of, or I don't know, whatever their tagline is.
So to recap, beer drinkers are against grooming.
Yep.
Which is positive to be against grooming, but they're pro-illegal
immigration. Yeah.
Got it.
Isn't that great?
All right.
That's great. So, yeah, you would think, I don't know, Miller Lite or one of those, but no. Modelo Especial.
I mean, that's kind of like, it may be along the same lines of salsa is more of a favorite condiment in the United States now than ketchup.
Yeah, that blows me away. The sales drop for Bud Light follows a promotion, of course, with Dylan Mulvaney. If, you've been living in Afghanistan under a rock or in a cave for the last several months. Anheuser-Busch's global CEO, Michael Ducaris, said last month on an investor call that Budweiser was still experiencing conservative backlash over the episode, in part because the public mistakenly believed it had a long-term relationship with the social media influencer. No, I don't know that anybody thinks it was long-term.
I didn't factor that in. Okay, well, if it's just the 2 commercials, then we're good with
it. We're fine. The company's attempt to distance itself from the campaign caused further backlash. This time, of course, from the LGBTQ plus community.
That's what happened with Target, too.
And you can't win anymore. You just can't win. No matter what you do. I think the best rule of thumb is to just stay away from this political stuff. Just sell your beer. Just sell it without taking a side in any of these, hot topics. Why? Why do you have to jump in to the trans argument? Why? Why do you have to do it? It's asinine. You don't have to do it, is the thing. And maybe they'll realize that. I don't know. For years, you've heard me talking about iTarget Pro. And if you have our iTarget, I'm about to take you to the next level. If not, if you don't have it, then this new product is something you need to get. You ever seen competitive shooters practice timing drills on the range? Imagine being able to do that at home anytime you want and never spend a dime on ammo. That's what the all-new iTarget Cube does. The iTarget Cube is fully compatible with your existing laser bullets. You buy one, or you can upgrade to the 3-pack for truly unique training experiences. You can compete with friends, practice clearing drills, or use random mode to test your ability to react. All while the system times every shot you take. And right now, you can save 10% plus get free shipping when you use the offer code PAT when you go to itargetpro.com. iTarget Pro, they come in all kinds of different calibers, 9mm all the way to 223, so you can train with pretty much anything you own. That's the letter I, then targetpro.com, itargetpro.com, offer code PAT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Meanwhile, in California, there's a bill that would classify not affirming a child's gender as child abuse. And by affirming, they mean completely discounting that particular gender and changing the gender, supporting the change of a gender to a, I don't know, different one somehow.
So I don't want my 6-year-old to mutilate themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to be sterile for the rest of their lives.
Child abuse. That's child abuse.
So I'm a crazy right-wing extremist now?
Crazy. Yes. You're insane. Recently amended California bill would add affirming the sexual transition of a child to the state standard for parental responsibility and child welfare. My gosh. Making any parent who doesn't affirm transgenderism for their child guilty of abuse under California state law. I'm telling you, why do you live in California?
Right.
Why? It's time to move.
And it's the most vaguely worded bill as well, where, you know, I'm sure the state will be totally understanding of.
I'm sure. Yeah. In essence, a boy could report his parents to the local school's Gay Straight Alliance Club or some other LGBTQ plus organization, who could then report the boy's parents for child abuse. The bill provides no definition whatsoever of what would qualify as non-affirming to a child's gender. Isn't that great? As Susanna Luthi of the Washington Free Beacon points out, the bill makes no distinctions regarding the age of a child, how long a child has identified as transgender, or affirmation of social transition versus medical sex change treatments. So how far do you have to go? Do you have to support everything they want to do? Do you have to do puberty blockers? Do you have to do surgery? What exactly?
Yeah, every day is more and more maddening than the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's saying something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but I don't think there's any question at this point. I'm an enemy of the state. I think just by my mere existence and my desire for common sense and my appreciation for the Constitution, which, by the way, my gosh, I mean, the Constitution anymore, we're not teaching that, obviously. This generation coming up, they don't even get it referenced for them. That's not going to be what saves us, because it's not taught.
Yeah.
And since it's not taught, it's not appreciated, and we can't lean on it as a solution anymore.
It's not a thing.
Because it's just not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing to people under 40. Did you see this from an article about Elliot Page, who, of course, transitioned from female to a male a while ago?
All right.
One night, he tried to knock himself out. Elliot Page?
I don't know. This is excerpts from the article there.
Took his knuckles to his face and pounded over and over until bruises formed. Jeez.
That sounds healthy.
For days after, he sat in a lawn chair on the porch, ashamed, his face sore, and then heard a voice. You don't have to feel this way. It was a small voice, barely discernible, but it kept echoing in his head, a way out. It was as if something in my brain turned around, recalls Page, who's now 36. The agonizing voice saying, no, you're not, no, you can't, just switched and became very gentle and loving. Oh, maybe I'm trans. Why don't I explore that? Within weeks, he scheduled a Zoom consultation with a doctor to discuss top surgery. The procedure was scheduled for November. A month later, he announced to fans on Instagram, who have known him since the release of Juno 13 years prior, that his name was Elliot. Don't you dare say her name, because even though he was a she during all of this time, they use the he pronoun.
Okay, so but if we're talking about something that he did when he was a woman, that's still appropriate, right?
No.
So I can't say that she physically abused herself. She heard voices in her head. She sought medical help, and in a matter of days, you say, it was time to start chopping up the body there. So that's mental illness.
Yes.
That a medical professional affirmed.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, that's exactly right. I mean, you beat yourself in the face over and over and over again, and then what, you call a doctor and you know what? Yeah, we'll just we'll remove your breasts. How about that? Okay, that sounds like a plan. I mean, what kind of how do you stay a doctor when you're offering that kind of advice? Obviously, there's some serious mental issues there. You don't just beat yourself in the face because you're going to be fine if you remove your breasts. Do you? Maybe you do. I don't know. Just really bizarre.
But if you think that that's not the best path for someone.
Oh, well, what a hater you are. What an absolute atrocious hate monger who mongers only in hatred.
But look, Elliot, you're an adult.
Yes.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah, I mean, that's right.
Go for it.
Right.
Snip, snip.
I mean, I feel really bad for her because obviously something's wrong there. She says she's happier now. We'll see.
Excuse me?
I hope it works out. He says he says he's happier now.
Okay.
They say they're happier now.
And that's what we say, is that if this is a child, we say back off. Let this person come to that conclusion the way Elliot did when they're an adult. All right? Then you go do whatever you want to do.
Right.
Leave the kids alone. Oh my gosh, you're crazy. What a hater. Don't dare suggest leave the kids alone. Because then you'll have your game pack taken off of Call of Duty.
I mean, didn't Pink Floyd tell us that in 1980? Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. Hey, groomer, leave them kids alone. Need a little update to that song, don't we?
I think we do. I think we do.
I think one is coming, frankly. Hey, groomer, leave them kids alone. All right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
I got a few tweets here. Stephen Pacinow tweets, you can pry my gas stove for my cold, dead hand.
Yeah.
From Where's My Pudding? I feel so bad for those kids. Some of them look genuinely scared and confused of what they're seeing. A parade they'll be telling their future therapist about for years.
Oh, yeah, this picture is just, ugh. There's your Pride weekend summed up right there. A dude bent over showing his backside.
Oh my gosh.
And a mom holding a baby. And what does she say? Look, sweetheart, isn't it beautiful how that man expresses his pride? I mean, so that kid will be in a therapist's office.
Oh my gosh. But that's not sexual.
That's not grooming at all.
You're not groomers. No. Don't worry about it. Crab Monster 2, don't forget about Cinco de Mayo. That may account for the good sales of Modelo last month. That's true.
Good point.
Dr. Spoons, the only reason salsa is more popular than ketchup is because you have to buy salsa every time you want to eat it, while ketchup lasts forever in the fridge. Not at my house, it doesn't.
Yeah.
We go through a lot of ketchup. Benjamin Flensborg, kids reporting their parents sounds nothing like any of the socialisms, Nazism, Stalinism, Maoism. Yeah, there's no ism there at all. So don't worry about that. It's just perfectly normal stuff.
Boy.
Just perfectly normal.
It's past time to fly the flag upside down, I do believe. We are a nation in distress.
Did you see that George Soros is turning control of his empire over to his more political son?
I saw this.
Jeez. So his son, Alexander, who's just 37, is a self-described center-left thinker. Oh, I bet you're center-left. I'll bet. Who grew up self-conscious of the family's wealth and wasn't thought to be a potential successor at all. He goes by Alex. Said in his first interview since his selection that he was broadening his father's liberal aims. We think alike, the elder Soros said, while embracing some different causes. Those include voting and abortion rights, as well as gender equity. Oh, this is going to be really good. He plans to continue using the family's deep pockets to back left-leaning U.S. politicians. I'm more political, Alex said, compared to with his father. He recently met with Biden administration officials, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and heads of state, including Brazil's President Luiz Lula da Silva and Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, to advocate for issues related to the family foundation. And I'm sensing some really good things coming. Jeez.
This is going to end well.
So bad. The Soros nonprofit Open Society Foundation directs about $1.5 billion a year to groups such as those backing human rights around the world and helping build democracies. Foundation money also goes to universities and other educational organizations. The Soros Super PAC, Democracy PAC, has backed the election campaigns of district attorneys and law enforcement officials seeking to reduce incarceration rates and racial bias in the justice system, among the efforts that have riled the right. Alex said he was concerned about the prospect of Donald Trump's return to the White House, suggesting a significant role for the Soros organization in next year's presidential race. Won't that be fun?
Boy, who could have seen that coming?
Nobody.
A Soros aligned against Trump?
Uh-huh. As much as I would love to get money out of politics, as long as the other side's doing it, we'll have to do it too.
Oh, my gosh.
Nobody spends more money than the left on presidential elections. Don't let them fool you. The labor unions spend more than anybody does. And they're all left-wing. They're all left-wing. Most of these billionaires are left-wing. I mean, there are a few right-wing billionaires, but they're few and far between.
Yep.
I mean, I can't even think of any who are still living right now. Let's see.
That one guy? Because you can't call Elon Musk right-wing.
No.
At all. So I got nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That are still alive.
Yeah. Because several of them have died. I guess Steve Wynn in Las Vegas.
Okay.
There's a billionaire who's maybe on the right. But I can't think of very many.
What's the net worth of one Donald Trump? I have no idea.
I don't know.
By the way, though...
I suspect it's not as much as he claims it is.
Well...
But
taking time off to save the country for 4 years and not taking a salary for it will do that.
Yeah, well...
Smart move by him. Whoever came up with the, hey, drop in at a Waffle House in Georgia and buy everybody their waffles, which is what he did over the weekend. That was actually
that's kind of fun.
That was a smart move. Real quick on Trump. He's got this idea that I just absolutely love. Celebrating the 250th birthday in
I love that.
2026. Yeah, so up in Des Moines, up in the Iowa State Fair for a year-long celebration.
Yeah.
I love that in theory.
I do too.
I just wonder, and I don't say this in jest, are we going to make it to our 250th birthday? 2026? I'm serious. Doesn't that seem forever from now? 3 years.
Yeah.
Feels like eternity.
It does.
For this country surviving that long.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway.
Speaking of Trump, the federal criminal case against him will be overseen by Judge Aileen Cannon, according to the New York Times, which is pretty good news for Donald Trump. I love this article, though. This came from Slate. This is excellent news for Trump and exceedingly bad news for special counsel Jack Smith. Cannon's total lack of principle, combined with her evident incapacity to experience shame, renders her a uniquely favorable jurist for the former president. Jeez, you talk about bias in a supposed news article. I mean, nowhere on this did it say it was an opinion piece. Just amazing. Indeed, if she maintains her grasp on this case, it is nearly impossible to envision Smith securing a conviction in her courtroom. Well, good. I think that would be great. Would you have any problem if this was somebody who was obviously antagonistic toward Trump? Of course they wouldn't. If this was a person appointed by Biden or Obama or Clinton, they wouldn't have any problem with it at all. But because it's a Trump appointee, they allege that she's got no principles. Jeez, unbelievable. But I guess she did oversee a case with him recently, and she made some rulings that were favorable to him. And, of course, that's verboten. You can't make any rulings that would be favorable to Donald Trump. Or obviously you don't have any principles whatsoever. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. She could recuse herself from the case, but I hope she doesn't, frankly. Meanwhile, Unabomber.
Yeah.
Ted Kaczynski committed suicide, apparently, in his cell over the weekend.
Yeah, that's interesting.
We lost him.
Yeah. So it was... He committed suicide in federal prison on the birthday of his friend Timothy McVeigh. Huh.
Oh, is that what it was?
Interesting.
On Tim McVeigh's birthday?
Yeah, I don't...
Did he say that was a thing? Did he write it down?
Somebody just picked up on that on the old internets there.
I mean, he's a prolific writer. When they went to his little cabin that was beautiful in outside of Lincoln, Montana.
Survivalist,
Yeah. They found a journal that was 40,000 pages.
I mean, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
If you're sitting in a cabin.
3x5 cabin or whatever it was. It was a tiny little cabin, and there wasn't a lot to do, and I don't think there was even electricity. Remember that? I don't think he even had electricity in that.
I just know how they got him was they printed like his manifesto in the Washington Post.
Right.
His brother recognized...
Right, that was 35,000 words.
Yeah.
35,000! And his brother recognized...
some of the phrases.
Yeah, a lot of the phrases. And he's like, hey, you know what? This sounds like my brother. And his brother, David, lived in Texas. And so... Interesting that he was able to get a copy, because, I mean, this was in the 90s, that he got a copy of the Washington Post and read it. Because that wasn't quite as common as it is now, where you just go online and read the Washington Post. That didn't happen in 96, 95, whatever this was.
Yeah. So I woke up on Saturday morning just reading up on MK Ultra and all the experiments that our wonderful government has done on citizens over the years.
Yeah.
And so, lo and behold, just a few hours later, the news broke that Ted Kaczynski had died. So I thought, and I had never heard this. So I was like, I bet Unabomber, there's something with MK Ultra. Boom, of course there is. 3 years, the man was subjected to experiments because he was, a prodigy at Harvard.
Yeah, he
enrolled as a teenager. Like, what was he, 15, 16? I think he was 15.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, your government experimented on Ted Kaczynski's young mind for 3 years. And you don't think they had a hand in his...
my gosh.
What happened to him? And by the way, there's a great article by...
smart guy.
Yeah.
Really, like a genius. Killed 3 people, sadly.
Yeah.
And injured 23. But...
he got his name from... what was the FBI named him Unabomber because...
was university because he went to a university, and bomber was airplane bomber.
Yeah.
Those
were his
that.
targets, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. But Cassandra McDonald did this article, and she embedded these quotes from him that are just amazing from 1995. This is Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, speaking. Generally speaking, the goals of today's leftists are not in conflict with the accepted morality. On the contrary, the left takes an accepted moral principle, adopts it as its own, and then accuses mainstream society of violating that principle. Examples: racial equality, equality of the sexes, helping poor people, peace as opposed to war, nonviolence generally, freedom of expression, kindness to animals. I mean, does that not... That is exactly what they do. They accuse you. I mean, and then, real quick, here's this one. Some leftists may seem... This is 1995. Some leftists may seem to oppose technology, but they will oppose it only so as long as they are outsiders and the technological system is controlled by non-leftists. If leftism ever becomes dominant in society so that the technological system becomes a tool in the hands of leftists, they will enthusiastically use it and promote its growth. In doing this,
that's for sure.
They will be repeating a pattern that leftism has shown again and again in the past. In the United States, a couple of decades ago, when leftists were a minority in our universities, leftist professors were vigorous proponents of academic freedom. But today, in those of our universities where leftists have become dominant, they have shown themselves ready to take away from everyone else's academic freedom. This is political correctness. 1995, as the internet was just starting out, that warning that they would basically weaponize technology if given the opportunity. Ta-da!
Interesting. Wow.
But he committed suicide, right? He suicided himself?
Yeah.
But he did have cancer, though.
Yeah, he was really sick.
Yeah.
And that might have played into it. I don't know.
Could have been.
All right. Let me tell you about Miracle Made. Did you know that your temperature at night can have one of the greatest impacts on your sleep quality? So if you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Inspired by NASA, Miracle Made uses silver-infused fabrics and makes temperature-regulating bedding so that you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. Plus, they're really soft and comfortable and so nice. Traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
I'm trying to sleep here.
I know. The self-cooling properties for better quality sleep using this silver-infused fabric, originally inspired by NASA. Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating, and they're designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, so you just get better sleep. Go to miracle.com/Pat, miracle.com/Pat, and try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use the promo code PAT at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund.
Pat Gray.
Some tweets here. Mr. Nobody tweets, shouldn't the fact that Elliot Page heard a voice in her head after beating herself up be the more concerning issue? Yes. Yes, I think it should. I'm not a therapist, but I would think that's an issue. Yeah, that should maybe be dealt with. Raising Chester tweets, hey, Target, leave them kids alone. Alex Gray, what did the Unabomber know about the Clintons? Probably a lot.
Oh, yeah, 1995?
Yeah, probably a great deal. Uh-huh. Sons of Thunder 43, 35,000 words. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, if you're going to write a manifesto, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, need a word economy.
Well, he had some time. Apparently, he had some free time.
It's true.
He retired from, I think, the being a professor at several different colleges, and retired to the mountains in Montana. And he had some time on his hands. Actually, his cabin was 10 by 14. I think I said 3 by 5. It was much bigger than that. 10 by 14.
Okay, Keith, math check here. Okay. That's 140 square feet, right?
140 square feet.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
With no electricity. No. Yeah. So that's when you write 40,000 pages worth of a journal. That's what you do.
Golly.
Yeah, crazy.
But who among us doesn't want to live in a cabin in the woods of Montana?
Right?
I mean, I'm being completely serious. Right here.
Be pretty cold, my friend, with no electricity?
No. I didn't say
Pretty
no
cold.
electricity. I said
okay.
in a cabin in the woods in Montana.
Okay.
If I can't get my
All right.
Falcons games
And
and
you-
my Braves games on a satellite,
Oh, well, you probably won't.
then what's the
but-
point?
Yeah.
I just want a man cave in the woods. Let's just be honest here. It has nothing to do with survival techniques.
Okay. A man cave in the woods would be nice, though. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful country, too.
I would
Really
take the
nice.
entire month of June off to go and retreat to it.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't have to talk about Pride Month.
Oh, man. Seriously. This is kind of amazing and fantastic. There were some missing children in the Amazon rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently a plane went down.
Yep.
And they'd been missing for 40 days in the Amazon, and they were just found alive and okay.
Wow, we need a good story like that.
4 children, including an 11-month-old infant, have reportedly turned up alive after escaping a plane crash and surviving for 40 days on their own in the Amazon rainforest. God, I couldn't survive 4 hours alone in an Amazon rainforest. 40 days.
And I couldn't survive in a cabin in the woods in Montana without NFL football on. I'm sorry.
The 4 children survived a crash in Colombia that killed 3 other people, including their mom, on May 1st. When authorities arrived at the scene to survey the wreckage of the downed Cessna 206, they found the children missing, kicking off a frantic search to find them. Jeez, it took a long time. Wow. On Friday night, after a whirlwind of conflicting reports about their survival, Colombian President Gustavo Petro said the children are now in safe hands.
Mm-hmm.
A joy for the whole country, he said. 4 children who were lost for 40 days in the Colombian jungle have turned up alive.
Yeah, they found out later that
amazing
search attempts, because how do they describe this? It wasn't like finding a needle in a haystack. It was like finding a flea in carpet, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they said that there were times when the searchers were within 50 feet of the kids and had no idea, or at least their little campsite or something. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, it is truly amazing. I guess there was some flour on board this plane, Flour, and they were able to survive off of that for a little while.
So they ate the flour?
Yeah, but then when that ran out, then they had to, because these kids are very familiar with living off the land. And so this 13-year-old knew what plants, what fruits were poisonous and not. And so they ate the fruit. And that's how the rescuers found it. They found this half-eaten fruit, so they knew they were close. They lived off of seeds. I mean, it's truly, this is a
incredible
movie.
Yeah.
Right
Oh,
here.
yeah. I'm sure it will be.
Of course, now that I think about it, why is it half-eaten fruit? If you're starving in the jungle,
Yeah,
you're
eat the whole
finish
thing.
Finish that.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah. But apparently she was basically their second mom anyway.
The 13-year-old?
Yeah, because, she's older sister, and so when the mom would go away or whatever, she would take care of him. But this is incredible.
So they were 13, 11, 4, and 11 months.
Oh, my goodness.
Incredible.
Imagine.
Jeez.
I mean, that they're all incredible, but that 13-year-old is a hero.
Yeah.
Keeping that thing going.
Absolutely. The 4 children's father and grandparents have since been reunited with him. So really, really cool story. Really excellent. Something good happened. How about that?
I like it.
Yeah.
I
It's
like
fun to
feel
share a
good
good
stories.
story.
Yeah. We don't get a lot of those.
Now, you were telling me about a picture last week.
Oh, yeah.
And
about 5 minutes from here, really. Colleyville, Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, he's from Colleyville.
Yeah.
But he plays for the Braves, right?
Yeah, his name is A.J. Smith Shaver. And this is just an incredible story, man.
He's their number 4 prospect.
Yeah. So he got called up a couple of weeks ago, but really the story is much deeper than that.
20 years old. He began this season with High A.
Right.
He was in High A baseball. That's amazing.
Single A, yes, sir.
So that's rookie league stuff, and he made it all the way to the major leagues.
Yeah,
in 1 year.
He's only spent
less than a year.
110 innings in the minors.
Jeez.
Pitching.
Wow.
Now, and I thought that was amazing.
Awesome.
But Spencer Strider, his teammate, only spent 94 innings in the minors before they called him up, and now he's one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Wow.
But so this kid from Colleyville here, 3 years ago, he wasn't even a pitcher. He played on a
what?
Yeah. So he played third base.
Yeah.
And this is one of those weird twists of fate, where we had the pandemic happen, right? No sports were going on. His dad found a baseball camp in Oklahoma City. So they went up there, and there was a coach there that said, so you played third base? You ever thought about maybe pitching? He's like, not really. And so first pitch was 95 miles per hour. High school kid.
Nice.
And they're like, okay, so you've got a new life path that we're going to start working on here. He was about to be the quarterback at Texas Tech University when this happened. So we talk about, the pandemic just sucking, but there's these weird little things that change the course of someone's life like this. And he's already pitched 7 2/3 innings. He's given up 0 earned runs. He's got good stuff, Pat. So
I like that.
for him.
He says his coach just said, go out there and throw. It's no big deal. It just came out, and it was like 95 miles an hour. I was like, I didn't know I had that. You didn't know you could throw 95 miles an hour? That's amazing.
A.J. Smith-Shawver.
They're really cool. I'll have to keep an eye on his career.
Yeah.
All right, 888-933-93. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, got this story, sadly, from Arizona, where they could have had what's-her-face.
Carrie Lake?
Yeah, but they don't have what's-her-face,
No, so
Carrie
they have
Lake.
the other what's-her-face.
Instead, they've got Katie Hobbs.
Congratulations to Arizona.
Congratulations.
I mean, that's a twofer.
Yeah.
You had the presidential race stolen from you and the governor's race stolen from you. So
way to go.
Okay.
All right. She vetoed a bill last Thursday meant to prevent public school students from using bathrooms and locker rooms designated for the opposite sex. So, we all know that males are going into female locker rooms and bathrooms.
Not a hypothetical.
And she prevented that from being prevented. So she stopped it.
Why would you want to protect girls?
Why would you want to? And it's fascinating what she had to say about it. She said SB 40 is yet another discriminatory act against LGBTQ plus youth. No, it's not. No. They're trying to protect everybody else. They're trying to protect the women, the girls in these locker rooms and bathrooms. She said, as I stated in my veto letter for SB 1001, I will veto every bill that aims to attack and harm children. Talk about BS. Wow. Talk about opposite speak. Talk about being in 1984.
Yeah.
That's where we are right now because everything is just completely upside down. And we're into that kind of speak where it's just the opposite of what reality is. So you're trying to protect children by allowing males into female children's locker and bathrooms. How does that make any sense to anybody? How do you not protect the girls involved here? How do you not protect them? How do you not protect the majority against the one? How do you... I don't understand. Senate Bill 1040 would have required schools to provide other accommodations for transgender students who felt uncomfortable using the facilities that correspond with their biological sex. Fine. Okay. Create a separate bathroom for them. That's what they would have done. They would have provided other accommodations. Okay, because you have male parts, you're not going in the girls' bathroom. Okay? So, we've set up a transgender bathroom for you, a transgender locker room, a place where you can go where you don't have to be with the men. Ta-da! But no. Nope. Those accommodations would not involve providing access to bathrooms or changing rooms that match the child's identity, while children of the opposite sex are present. In addition, the bill would have allowed families to sue if their children encountered a student of the opposite sex at a bathroom changing facility or sleeping quarters. I'm guessing that's going to happen anyway. Women and young girls deserve privacy and their own protected bathrooms, showers, and locker rooms where they can have such privacy and are safe from the risk of sexual harassment or sexual violence, according to Arizona State Senator John Kavanaugh. Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, Democratic lawmakers and Governor Hobbs are catering to an extremist culture by pushing gender neutrality as a means to win political points from their liberal base while stealing dignity away from women and girls in the process. Hobbs' predecessor, Doug Ducey, signed 2 bills in March 22 related to transgender students. One barred transgender athletes from competing on teams that don't match their biological sex. The other restricted healthcare professionals from conducting irreversible transgender-related surgery and other medical interventions on children. But Katie Hobbs vetoed 4 other bills the same day she vetoed SB 1040, a feat that nearly doubles the previous record for other Arizona governors. Yeah, this is going to be... It's going to be a long ride for Arizona. Congratulations. Good luck with that. Mm-hmm. Also, Martina Navratilova, who's been a ray of sunshine in all of this transgender stuff, especially with transgender athletes. She's really fighting hard for women. It's been great to see. You know, here's a member of the LGBTQIA2+ community who is saying, look, stop the unfairness, okay? Women can't compete against men. Just stop this nonsense. And they won't. And so following the NCAA announcement that transgender swimmer Leah Thomas was nominated for Woman of the Year by the University of Pennsylvania, she took to Twitter to express some sentiments we've all been thinking when it comes to biological men competing in women's sports. She said, not enough fabulous biological women's athletes, NCAA? What is wrong with you? And I mean, she's the hater now. So she's under attack now. Martina Navratilova, who is a pioneer for lesbian women.
Not enough, though.
Not enough.
Not enough.
She also, I guess, must be a pioneer for the trans movement as well. And you're supposed to be fine with men competing against women in sports and men being in women's locker rooms and bathrooms and showering with them. That's supposed to be okay somehow.
Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people.
Exactly our sentiments.
Oh, do we have the video from San Francisco? You excited about that, right?
I'm very excited about it. Yeah, there's another trans flag going on.
There's a trans flag, and I guess the police, oh dear heavens. What in the world? No. Oh, no.
So they're raising the trans, is this the progressive flag?
Yeah, it's a progressive pride flag. Yeah, because the regular old school pride flag, if you're just flying that one, that's implied hate for trans now.
Is it?
Yeah, that's not.
Okay, so it's got to be the
progressive.
It's
got the pastels at the corner there, dipping down. But congratulations, San Francisco Police Department saluting the progressive pride flag. The White House, if you missed earlier, flying the progressive pride flag. You know, the flag that the killer in Nashville, I guess, was fond of, since
Oh yeah.
So, but let's fly that all across the country now. Mm-hmm. Sweet Lord.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, is it me, or has this particular Pride Month been about to the 10th power of any other Pride Month? It's just me. Okay, I'm being told it's just me. So never mind.
No, it's gonna get worse too.
It is every year. Can you imagine? I mean, this thing is building to a crescendo like you can't believe. It's just, it's madness.
It's by design. The willful destruction of this nation.
Yeah.
And you had another statue, another founder, not founder. Well, right? He was.
He was a. Well,
yeah.
he was a hero of the Revolutionary War.
Mm-hmm. It was Schuyler, General Schuyler, and so he was in front of the State House in New York and Albany, and they went and they snuck that out of there on Saturday morning, and
cost him $40,000, but they don't care.
He owned some slaves.
Yeah.
So therefore, you're not allowed in our history books now.
So they put it in storage. They're trying to figure out where to put it permanently. It'll probably be in storage permanently because where are you going to put it now? Okay, you've just shown us that it's unacceptable to have him in front of anything where people are going to see it. So where are you going to keep it? It'll just be destroyed eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can we get for scrap?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is the rapid disassembling of a nation.
I've never seen anything so rapid. It's awe-inspiring, the speed with which they're tearing this country apart.
Yeah, Marxists don't fool around.
Yeah,
when they've got a target in their sights.
This is kind of interesting, though. Actor Tyrese Gibson was on a podcast recently where he called out Hollywood. He said, "We are two Americas. There's an America that's appalled when babies show up to pride events, exposed to the private parts of adults."
I mean, that's what we're saying, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then there's the America who takes their kids to these events.
Yeah.
Like we saw earlier with the mother holding the baby, and they were looking at a guy bent over showing his rectal cavity.
Oh, God.
I mean, despicable and disgusting.
Yeah, so...
But I guess it's okay.
Yeah, so Tyrese was basically speaking to Hollywood and saying, you guys are normalizing this stuff.
Yeah.
As much as I'm supposed to be promoting this movie and talking about my album, I just feel like we're in competition right now because they are trying to normalize the devil. They are trying to the devil is on the main stage at award shows and in every video and signs and symbols. And I said, you know what? We need to stop treating our relationship with Jesus like the little buddy that you talk to before you go to bed at night and not be more vocal about all the things that God means to us and all of the things that God has brought us through. Because there's been a lot of moments that you didn't post about.
Mm-hmm.
But yet how did God decide to get me through this?
Yeah, man.
And they going above and beyond to promote the devil. And it's pissing me off.
Mm-hmm.
Because the devil worshipers used to be real secretive, going down in the basement, this secret world. Now they just
they on the device too.
Yeah,
believe that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, everybody's out in the open now.
Few and far between voices from Hollywood.
Yeah,
speaking out like that.
But good for him.
Yeah,
I mean that's great. But look how we treat those we disagree with politically. In something like just a drive-through window at a fast food restaurant. Check this out.
All right, so tell me what just happened.
The people in the back of the car, right behind you, said that you're a Trump supporter, and just to let us know.
So they warned you
Yes.
that the car in front of them, which is me,
Yes.
is a Trump supporter.
Yes.
And what do they think you were supposed to do with that information?
I don't know, treat you differently.
Wow.
But that's crazy.
Spit in your food?
Society is now.
Do you see how Democrats are and liberals?
Yeah.
They're so mean.
Yeah.
They're trying to get me bad service because of my political beliefs.
Crazy.
I know. That is truly shocking that the car behind me saw my Trump 2024 sticker on the window, alerted the Dunkin' Donuts team that I'm a Trump supporter.
Jeez.
As if that would have some kind of impact. Democrats and liberals are the most hateful people.
Yep.
And what I've noticed is this person's not even pulling up behind me. Oh, there they are. There they are. Hey, God bless Trump. Trump's inevitable, man. He's coming back. Trump's coming back. That's what you've been saying for 7 years, my guy. For 7 years. 7 years, my guy, you've been saying the same Oh, I'm a xenophobe. I'm a Mexican immigrant. White liberal savior.
It's great.
So as I left, I didn't get this on camera because I had to use my app to pay for my coffee. But as I left, the guy was screaming, "Wait until your family gets deported." See how racist these people are? He assumes that my family is illegal and that I'm not a citizen. These Democrats are so hateful and bigoted. It's hilarious.
No.
He's so funny to me.
It's not
God
hilarious.
Bless Trump. He is inevitable. Oh, can't wait for him to come back.
Oh,
amazing.
Yep,
it's amazing.
That's the America we live in. It's every day. It's just another ember on the fire.
We have this wonderful liberal woman who is apparently single and lamenting that she's trying to find a good liberal man.
Okay, well, stop there. Your search it's over.
Good luck.
Good liberal man.
Do you want to know one of the saddest realizations I recently had? Was that as a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship.
You think?
Who is not a conservative.
Who's not a conservative.
A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to take care of you and to provide, who is not a conservative. And obviously, as a liberal woman, I do want to be respected for my independence. And I do want to have my own autonomy in the relationship and not be confined or conform to the traditional female homemaker, childbearing role. And most of the men that I've dated who do have that more natural provider masculinity about them are normally conservative. So I don't really know what to do because I don't want to compromise my morals and values just to find a man. But am I asking to have my cake and eat it too?
Yes. Good luck with that.
Maybe it's you.
Yeah, it might be her. It might be her.
So you want something that doesn't exist. You want a liberal man. And I love, first of all, I love her blanket label there on conservative men. Look, obviously, if it's a conservative man, he's going to not
He's going to want you to be in the kitchen,
right,
barefoot and pregnant. That's her mistake right there.
You can put shoes on.
You're going to find, slippers, because you don't want her leaving the house, and she probably won't in the slippers. But
you thought this through. I like it. Good. This is, I mean,
this is just such nonsense that you can't find a nice guy who will open the door for you, who will pay for the meals when you go out on dates, but they're going to expect you to not have a job or whatever. I mean, do you even know these people? Do you even know conservatives? Have you ever met a conservative man? Come on. Weird.
If a conservative dude ends up getting tricked into going on a date with her, he's going to be the one to back out before she gets a chance to. Respect my autonomy or whatever. Shut up. Oh, she's
such a nightmare. Trying to navigate all of these new rules. I'm so glad I don't have to worry about it. All right. It's a new year. Well, it's not that new anymore, is it?
Sorry.
Here we are in June. But you can still stay on track with all of your goals and still have delicious breakfast. How do you do that? With Magic Spoon, cereal that tastes like your childhood favorites, but with more protein and a lot less sugar. Growing up, cereal was one of the best parts of being a kid. But as you get older, and it took, diabetes for me to really think, okay, I got to cut down on, the sugar and the carbs and all of that. So Magic Spoon has amazing flavors you're going to love, but high protein and less sugar. Really delicious. 4 flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter. Now, you'll remember these from, like, Cocoa Puffs. You'll remember Frosted Flakes, like the Fruit Loops. And these taste as good, if not better, and they're just better for you. This pack has 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, 4 to 5 net carbs. Amazing. Only 140 calories per serving. So go to magicspoon.com/unleashed and get a variety pack. Try it out today. See if you love it. I know I do. And be sure to use our promo code UNLEASHED at checkout to save $5 on your order. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. So you're going to get some delicious high-protein cereal. Magicspoon.com/unleashed. Use the promo code UNLEASHED to save $5 off.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So as hard as we're finding it to be adults in this country, apparently it's even more difficult for kids right now. Check this out.
When I grow up, I want to work for a woke company, like super woke. When I grow up, I want to be hired based on what I look like rather than my skills.
I want to be judged by my political beliefs.
I want to get promoted based on my chromosomes.
When I grow up, I want to be offended
by my coworkers and walk around the office on eggshells
and have my words policed
by HR. Words like
grandfather,
peanut gallery,
long time no see,
no can do.
When I grow up,
I want to be obsessed with emotional safety and do workplace sensitivity training all day long. When I grow up, I want to climb the corporate ladder
just by following the crowd.
I want to be a conformist. I want to weaponize my pronouns. What are pronouns?
It's time to grow up and get back to work. Introducing the #1 woke-free job board in America, redballoon.work.
Oh, that's interesting.
Nice.
Redballoon.work.
Nice. So there are some people who are recognizing the problem and trying to do something about it. That's great.
Can you imagine being a kid these days?
No, I can't.
Mission impossible.
Can't imagine being single or a child these days. Just too confusing. Too much of a mess. Also, over the weekend, like just on Friday, so it would be buried in the weekend.
Yep.
The Pentagon announced that they're going to provide an additional $2.1 billion in weapons for Ukraine. Yay! The new assistance package will include funding for more Patriot missiles, battery munitions, Hawk air defense systems and missiles, and small Puma drones that can be launched by hand. That is so great. So just $2.1 billion more last
week. How many
week.
tanks can you buy with $2.1 billion? Because
3.
They just lost 16.
They lost 16?
16 were taken out by the Russians.
Oh, man.
So.
Wow. I don't know.
Seems like that's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a problem. I was just reading an article that they have killed 200,000. They claim they've killed 200,000 Russians so far.
And the Ukrainians have lost, what, 350,000?
Something like that, yeah. They don't say, but the Russians are saying 350. So it's a lot. It's a mess. One way or the other, it's a stinking mess.
So we have that prediction, right? That officially we'll have boots on the ground, officially, by July 4th. We may not make that official announcement, but
we already have.
We're going to be there. I mean, let's just accept it at this point.
We have a few troops there right now. And it's just it is going to happen, because what are you going to do when Russia starts to really overwhelm Ukraine?
And the worse that things get for this administration domestically, the more likely they are to continue. I mean, you just said $2.1 billion more in military aid. Just whatever.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yep.
I mean, that's coming from our military. Are we going to need those at some point?
And without concern for whether or not we're going to need those at some point. Without any concern. They're already talking that our reserves have been depleted to a point where I don't know if we could defend ourselves right now. We're just really fortunate that we're over here with these two oceans in front of us, and it's difficult to attack the United States of America because there are people who would like to do that and see the opportunity with a guy with dementia at the head of this government, and the fact that we're supplying all of our weapons to Ukraine.
Well, I'll just say, if that handshake national divorce doesn't go well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then what?
Well, all of our stuff's over in Ukraine.
Okay.
So then you'll need Ukraine to come and defend this government.
I'm sure they'd reciprocate too, right? I'm sure they'd jump right to our defense.
Well,
that's the thing.
Just keep an eye on those stockpiles, y'all. That's all I'm saying.
Would anyone ever help us out of a jam like that? I don't think so. Maybe the UK.
Well, if they were facing an attack from within, probably.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. ON on Glenn coming up.